Welcome to Coin Explorer. Imagine finding a coin that looks like any other in your pocket change, a coin you might not think twice about. Now, what if I told you that one of those coins, a 1971 US quarter dollar, once sold for an unbelievable $11 million at a private auction? Yes, a coin that originally had a value of just 25 cents ended up changing someone's life forever. This is not a story about hype or exaggeration. It's a true example of how hidden treasures still exist, even in the most ordinary places. In this video, we'll uncover the story behind this iconic quarter, what makes it so special, how it reached such a high price, and why collectors went crazy over it. We'll also talk about how you can check your own coins and maybe, just maybe, find something extraordinary. So make sure to stay with us from start to finish. Because this isn't just about a coin, it's about the idea that something small and overlooked can hold life-changing value. The 1971 quarter may seem like a typical coin at first glance. It features the familiar image of George Washington on the front, designed by John Flanagan, a sculptor whose work has appeared on U.S. currency for decades. The word Liberty is printed above Washington's head, with In God We Trust to the left and the date 1971 just below. On the reverse side, a bold eagle spreads its wings, standing on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbols of America's strength and peace. But even among millions of these quarters, one stood out. It wasn't because it was made of gold or embedded with diamonds. It was valuable because of a minting error that made it one of a kind. Errors like these can happen when coins are struck incorrectly or when dies wear out or get misaligned. In the case of this 1971 quarter, the error was subtle but enough to make experts and collectors take notice. What followed was a series of evaluations, certifications, and eventually a record-breaking sale that no one expected. So, what exactly made this coin worth $11 million? It wasn't just about age or rarity. It was about condition, error, and demand. The coin was discovered to be in near-perfect condition, classified as mint state, which means it showed almost no signs of wear, as if it had just left the mint. But that wasn't all. The coin was also found to have a striking error. Its design was slightly off-center, a result of die misalignment during the minting process. Such errors are rare, and when paired with excellent condition, they drive coin value up dramatically. The coin had also never been circulated, adding to its uniqueness. And when something this rare appears, collectors start to compete. That's when things get interesting. Several prominent collectors and dealers became aware of the coin, and after its authenticity was confirmed, bidding wars began behind the scenes. Eventually, the coin made its way to a private auction where its final price stunned even the most experienced experts, $11 million, paid in full by a buyer who chose to remain anonymous. The auction took place in a high-security event designed for elite collectors from around the world. No cameras, no press, just collectors, historians, and serious investors. As the 1971 quarter was presented, it was described as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The auctioneer opened the bidding at a modest price, but within seconds, the room came alive. Hands were raised, phones buzzed with online offers, and the energy shifted. One bid after another pushed the price higher. $1 million increments were announced like it was a routine sale. At the 10 million mark, there was a pause, a silence that filled the room. Then came the final bid, $11 million. The gavel dropped, and the room burst into quiet amazement. No one could believe a small quarter, an everyday item, could command such a price. But this was no ordinary coin. It was a perfect storm of rarity, mystery, and timing. Moments like these redefine the world of collectibles and prove that even the simplest objects can hold massive historical and financial weight. Before you get too excited, it's important to know that not every 1971 quarter is worth millions. Most of them are worth exactly what they say, 25 cents. But there are some, like this one, that are worth looking out for. The key is knowing what to look for. Things like die errors, off-center strikes, double stamping, or unusual coloration can all add value. Professional grading agencies like PCGS or NGC can help authenticate coins and assign them a condition grade. Higher grades, especially MS-65 or above, can turn ordinary coins into serious investments. The $11 million coin wasn't found in a museum or a vault. It was once part of someone's personal collection, untouched, unrecognized for years. If you come across a coin that seems slightly unusual, don't ignore it. Take the time to learn, research, and perhaps consult an expert. While not every coin will be a jackpot, the possibility is real, and it's enough to spark curiosity in millions of people around the world. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby for historians or treasure hunters anymore. It's become a global community of curious, passionate people who see coins as time capsules. Each coin carries history, not just of the person it features, but of the era in which it was made. The 1971 quarter, for instance, came during a time of significant changes in American currency, including shifts in metal content and design. Some coins were minted with slight differences depending on the location, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, and those subtle changes matter a lot to collectors. Beyond that, coins can increase in value over time based on demand and how many are in circulation. That's why the story of this $11 million quarter resonated far beyond coin shops and collector forums. It became a symbol of hidden value in everyday life. And, more importantly, it reminded people that even in a world full of digital money, physical coins still have stories left to tell and fortunes to unlock. One of the most fascinating parts of this story is how the coin was discovered. It wasn't pulled from an exclusive collection or inherited from a king. It was spotted at a local coin fair by an enthusiast who noticed something strange about its strike. That simple observation led to a professional evaluation, followed by certifications, and eventually media attention. The family that owned it had no idea they were sitting on a multi-million-dollar piece of history. Stories like these have happened before, and they're happening more often thanks to the internet. Social media platforms, coin identification apps, and online auction houses have made it easier for people to evaluate and sell coins. And with more attention on rare finds, there's a growing interest in coin collecting. You don't need to be a professional, you just need curiosity and patience. Who knows? The next big discovery might come from your drawer, your wallet, or even spare change you receive at a store. So, what should you actually do if you suspect your 1971 quarter or any coin is valuable? First, don't clean it. Cleaning can reduce a coin's value. Handle it gently by the edges and keep it in a soft cloth or protective case. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin's surface for details that seem off, like missing letters, double outlines, or strange textures. Then, look up reference photos from verified sources online. If it still seems unique, the next step is to send it to a grading service. Yes, it might cost a small fee, but if the coin is worth something significant, the return could be massive. Whether or not you strike gold, you'll learn a lot in the process. And just by looking, you're doing what many collectors have done before finding something incredible. The world of coin collecting rewards attention to detail, patience, and a little bit of luck. That's what makes it so exciting for people of all ages. Even if you never find a coin worth millions, collecting can still be deeply rewarding. Coins connect us to history in ways that books and documentaries often can't. They're physical artifacts, proof of the past that we can hold in our hands. For some, collecting is about education. For others, it's a form of investing. But for many, it's simply the thrill of the hunt. Every coin is a clue, and every discovery feels personal. The $11 million quarter is a reminder of that magic. It proves that incredible value can come from places we least expect. And in a world that's always moving fast, taking time to appreciate something so small can actually be a big deal. Whether you're new to collecting or already on the journey, stories like this encourage us to keep looking, keep learning, and stay open to the idea that something extraordinary might be hiding in plain sight. So, next time you receive change, take a moment to look at each coin carefully. You never know what you might find. The story of the 1971 quarter dollar isn't just about one coin. It's about the surprise of discovery and the joy of possibility. Someone once held that quarter, just like any other, and had no idea it would become worth millions. And that's the beauty of collecting. It's not about gambling or guessing. It's about observation, knowledge, and passion. A coin that once passed through hands unnoticed ended up making history. And maybe, just maybe, you could be next. The world is full of surprises, All you have to do is look closely enough. Thanks for watching.